Hey, welcome back to the podcast, No Culture for Old Men. This is episode 3. As usual, I'm James. We got Ben and we got Tyrone. Let's get into it, guys. First topic of the night, Derek Jackson.
I
Clown.
don't know.
I know we focus on sports, but you can't help but talk about Derek Jackson, bro.
See,
He's a clown.
He's the clown of clowns. You know what? As soon as I saw this, the first thing I thought of was Steve Harvey. Because, to me, they kind of similar. But that's for another day.
They are very
they're
similar.
similar. How?
Yeah, they got similar
They
background.
write books on how to treat women and then cheat on their wives.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this dude before this. I don't know who he is. I haven't watched the video. He's not in my algorithm whatsoever, so I don't even know.
same here. I never heard of him. Someone had to tell me about him, and then I had to look it up because he's not on my algorithm either. I don't
I
see
seen
him
it
on
on
my.
I seen it on the Breakfast Club. That's how I heard of him.
Oh, okay. But this is rule number one. If a dude is recording IGs in his car behind the steering wheel, then he's on his way to do something he shouldn't be doing. I think.
So you say he recorded it to go to cheat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's either leaving this woman's house, or he's going to another woman's house, or he's sitting out front of his own house.
Who's
You
snitching on
telling
himself?
me, you telling me you can't sit in your own house with your wife and record this stuff? Then apparently it ain't right.
I just want to know what he did to get his wife to get on camera with that bonnet.
I know. You know what, man? I don't want to talk about her because I felt bad for her.
Yeah,
It's like she looks like she's been through some trauma with this dude, man.
apparently the wife has been watching a lot of related shows to this, and apparently there are a lot of issues with that lady. She's got a troubled past, and
Yeah,
they
see,
have caused her to fall.
Oh, so
in
he Jada Pickett.
he's
So he Jada Pickett.
oh, he's entangled. You mean?
Oh, he's definitely
Oh,
entangled.
he's definitely
He
entangled.
took advantage. He took advantage of a situation like Jada Pinkett.
Oh, he's definitely taking advantage.
Okay.
He's definitely trying to take advantage.
I wouldn't have made the Jada Pinkett correlation.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the question.
Jada Pinkett.
But
She knew that boy was having some trouble, and then she said, "Oh shoot,
are you talking about the entanglement she had with the young cat? Is
yeah, that dude was mentally unstable."
Oh, August Alsina?
Oh, I
Yes.
know that. Well, I could tell the way he acted, but okay, that makes sense now. Well, I'm just waiting for the last shoe to drop. If it hasn't already, maybe I missed it, but I'm sure there's one more shoe out there for him, and I'm just curious what it is, and then hopefully this story will go away. So,
Wow.
yeah. This joint's funny. All right, moving on. Let's get into one other observation from the weekend. I was watching Saturday Night Live, and the song "What's Poppin'" was on, and then before that was Tyler Hero, and the cat that's performing, of course, is Jack Harlow. Now, this is where the no culture part comes in. I had no clue who Jack Harlow was, and I'm like, I've heard this song, I've heard Tyler Hero on the radio, and I was like, I did not know who this cat was. I just found that interesting. From the
I
weekend.
had no clue who it was till you told me who it was.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
half of these rappers or entertainers or whatever they want to call themselves, I don't know who they are. I have no
You know-
clue.
Yeah,
You're
I
not
mean,
supposed to know him
no
anyway.
I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
They all sound like Future anyway.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the sound's so similar. I mean, I liked him though. I thought he did a good job. I think it's a cool song. He got talent. So I thought that was interesting. All right, y'all. Enough of that.
Wait, you gonna do that? You gonna go through that and not talk about the white boy summer?
Oh, you're talking about Chet Hanks?
Yeah.
I didn't really follow the story, so I was like, I don't really want to talk about him. So tell me, what is the deal with White Boy Summer?
Apparently, Chet Hanks got inspired by something, and he said that this summer was about to be a white boy summer, not a Trump or NASCAR kind of summer, but a Chet Hanks, John B, Jack Harlow kind of summer.
John B. Is he still
Okay.
alive?
That's what I'm about to say. I thought he died.
John B is still making music, and he's
No,
still touring. He
Oh, what
is.
country? In what country?
I mean, I know he's still probably performing at like martinis or something, but
Don't why?
Steve,
John B ain't performing nowhere.
I,
I
I,
thought
He
he had,
is, dude. He's
I,
I
still
thought he
I,
had
bored.
stage fright or something.
you know what? I think he was at like the Howard Theater like a couple of years ago,
Hey,
so I'm sure he's still performing.
hey, look, man.
Who is
If any
who's
females watch this podcast, y'all gonna lose this battle. John B is a legend.
Hey, John B is a legend for. I don't even know what song he sang now. I don't even
he?
remember.
I know the song he got with Tupac. I don't remember none of that. None of the mess he got.
I mean, he's a hook like Joe was. He sound like Joe. That's all.
Man, too many light skinned people. I ain't worried about them. Too many light skinned.
He's beyond light skin, bro.
Yeah.
He in the Steph Curry range for me.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, I agree.
He's
They
not
all need to
black.
go away. Whatever. They need to go away.
All right, no more white boy summer. I don't really care. Hey, what is Chet Hanks anyway? Is he a
Who
DJ
is he?
or is he a rapper or what is he?
I think he's trying to be a rapper.
I thought he was a DJ.
Tom Hanks' son.
Yeah, it's Tom Hanks' son. Yeah.
He came out with that Rastafari joint a little while ago. I don't know.
Did they play it anywhere?
No.
I-
You know that. All right, they don't know. That's the first song I could think about for John B.
Oh, it's a banger.
Yeah.
All right, man. John B. Shout out to John B.
Man, nobody cares about John.
I'm saying let the
Good
white
luck
boys
at
have
the 930 club
That nigga got it.
when the COVID's over. We'll see you there.
right.
All right. Enough of that, y'all. Let's roll into it, man.
Yeah. I don't
It's
care.
been a busy week, and in the NBA, as we know, the trade deadline passed last Thursday at 3 p.m. You know, it hit about 2:50, and I was like, I ain't seen no big trades yet. But in that last 8-9 minutes, man, people started coming in, and we saw some trades happening. So let's kick it out and let's see what was your favorite trade of the week.
None of the trades mattered.
Yeah.
None
None
of
of them. None of them really mattered. I was thinking. I mean, Aaron Gordon to Utah. I kind of like.
You mean
But
Denver?
Denver, yeah, I kind of like, not because it's going to help Denver all that much, but because it's going to help. Well, in a way, it'll help them, but it's a better situation for Aaron Gordon because he's not a number one kind of guy. He's not even a number two kind of guy. He's uh he needs other good people, and he's a glue. He could be a really good glue kind of guy.
hmm
But he's just not. He's not an A1, A2, A3 kind of dude.
Well, he's like a B1 guy to me, in my opinion.
You know that
I,
maybe.
I like the trade. I think for him, it's good for his career. He gets to play on a winning squad.
Yeah.
I think he replaces Jeremy Grant from the year before. He gives them defense on the wing. He gives them
Yep.
some scoring punch. So he fits a role for them. Them also getting JaVale McGee, I think that helped them too. Same thing. That was a replacement for him. They lost a big man, so they replaced him from their last year playoff run.
Oh,
So
they
I
got
think
Bell in there too.
Denver did pretty well in the
But
trade.
does it help them win a championship? No.
Well,
It might.
hey, they got how far did they go last year?
They got to the conference finals because the Clippers choked, but they're not.
Hey,
It's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant.
one,
It's an irrelevant. deal.
okay, if AD or LeBron, if one of them is out,
He has some chance.
they're not gonna win. So who do you got? If one of those guys is out, who else is coming out?
The Clippers are not going to lose to Dallas again.
They're not. They're not.
Dame is not going to lose to Denver. Dame will beat Denver.
Will he?
Yeah, he
I'm
will.
a Portland fan. Will he?
He'll
Will he?
beat Denver. Murray's struggling this year.
Put Portland out last year.
Portland went out first round against the Lakers.
That's
They
okay.
got started late with the injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, they picked up Powell, which is a good 3-point shooter, but Denver, that doesn't get them any better. They're the same they was last year. And if Murray keeps struggling, then bye-bye. They're going fishing.
Yeah.
Early.
Well, I think the trade helps them. At least it gets. I think what it really helps them for is the regular season. It keeps them in the top 4, top 5 instead of sliding down to 6. So I think that's the purpose of the trade.
They're 6 right now.
Oh, I don't know what they are right now. Gotta look
Uh,
that up.
The Lakers are down to 4 right now.
Yeah, exactly. Lakers are in fourth. I think what it helps Denver do is it keeps them in better contention, gives them a better playoff spot, so maybe they get a home game.
but it's home. I mean, they're 5 right now, a game and a half back from the Lakers. I mean,
There you go.
I don't think the Lakers won a game since LeBron went down.
No, they won the other night.
They
They
went
they
on now.
finally
Okay.
they finally picked up a win. Now they're getting Andre Drummond not from trade, but of course via buyout. I think Drummond that's kind of hot for the regular season, and at least until LeBron or AD get back. So at least they get some scoring punch because they not
So,
winning games.
let me ask you this: do y'all think it's just a calf injury with AD, or y'all think it's his Achilles? I think it's an Achilles myself. That's what I'm asking.
It has to be more serious than they're letting on, or he wouldn't be sitting out. It goes the same for Durant. Durant sitting out, AD sitting out. These cats probably have more serious injuries than these teams are going to let on.
If that's the case, then that shakes up the whole playoffs. That shakes up the NBA. I don't
Well,
see Kyrie. I don't see Kyrie and Harden getting to the finals without KD.
I don't. Do you
And
think KD's really hurt? I think KD's just.
y'all, he hurt. No, he hurt.
You think he's being precautionary?
I
Yeah.
think he hurt.
How long's he been out?
He's been out since February.
Yeah, he's hurt, dude.
Mm.
He's been out since February. When he originally went out, they said 4 weeks. Okay,
Oh, okay.
we way past 4 weeks.
Huh.
He's going to be like into week 9 now, maybe, I think.
Dang.
I mean, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're not bringing him back till 10, 15 games left in the season.
Dang.
Let him get ready for the playoffs.
Dude, you can't. This says disaster written all over it. You cannot throw a guy out there with all these new players in the playoffs or 10 games before the playoffs and say, go win me a championship. It doesn't work like that.
KD?
I don't care who it is.
I'm not concerned about KD because
I don't
KD
care
you
who
can.
it is.
It's not
No,
KD's fault.
No,
yeah.
you can't.
It won't. They might lose, but it won't be KD's fault.
No, it won't be.
No. That's bull. If they lose, it's KD's fault.
I mean,
Don't start that.
No. You're right. Overall, you're right. If they don't win, if KD's on the floor, it falls on KD. But I'm saying it's not going to be because he's not sharp. You know what I'm saying? KD gets his points in the flow of the game. You don't have to run a play from him. He just catch it off somebody else's flood play and finish.
What is going to be the flow of the game? Are they going to run fast? Are they going to play slow? Are they going to play defense? What? They have no clue because they never had the whole team together yet.
They're not going to run.
Why not? You got Blake and you got Kyrie and you got James. You gonna run a slow down game?
Blake can't run.
They're not going to be a specific
Aldridge can't run.
intentionally break every second team. They're not going to do that.
What's going to be their identity?
They can run a free man fast break with just Harden, Irvin, and Durant.
Dude, that matters. That matters.
Well, I'm
What's
not
your
arguing.
identity?
I
Well,
agree.
Your identity going to the playoffs matters.
But then the whole thing is finished already then because they don't have an identity now.
You seen that with the Clippers last year. Everybody picked the Clippers. Everybody on TV picked the Clippers. They had no chemistry, no identity, and they got their butt kicked by Luka, by one player. By one player.
I get it. I just think this: if they have Durant, if they have Harden, and they have access to Irving, if he's not on a 3-day sabbatical like he work at Wendy's, I mean, then they can score. They can outscore everybody. Just to say on Kyrie, I don't know anybody in his position can take off time the way he does, or would take off time the way he does. I don't remember Allen Iverson ever taking, hey, I need 4 days off. I got some things I need to deal with. I don't remember LeBron saying I need 5 days off. Now, number one, if it's for mental health, power to you. We're in a different time than we were just 3 years ago. So if that's what it's for, hey, more power to you. But at some point, you're paid to play basketball. And I don't see anybody else taking this kind of time off and getting away with it.
Well, that's true. But and I think Kyrie's a special player, and apparently there are some special circumstances there because he doesn't get the blowback. You know, even when he was with the Celtics, he got a little bit of a blowback. I don't think. Well, he got a lot of blowback at the Celtics, but
He did. So he's
think
not there no more.
but he gets a lot of leeway though.
But he gets the leeway because he used mental health as an excuse.
But I mean, it's not, if that's what it is, then that's what it is.
Then pay a psychiatrist to come with you on the road. Play ball, dude. This is getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous, dude. I don't want to hear it. Dude, you can pay $30 million. Hire a psychiatrist. Take your little pill. Do whatever you need to do. But you need to be on the court. I mean,
You already have,
Yeah, I don't get it either, man. It's
I'm not.
just shocking to me. Maybe I don't have enough information about his situation, but I think just as the fan, it's a little frustrating to see him out. That's how I see it.
but my question is, let's say he's having a personal day in the playoffs. They're going to let him do it in the playoffs?
Nah, of course not.
I mean,
You can't let him do it now.
I don't think that's going to be acceptable.
Nah, that's not going to be acceptable. It won't be acceptable.
But if it happens, it happens. There's nothing you can do about it.
I agree. I agree.
You know,
but
I mean, but
All right.
potentially that's why you got Harden.
Well, that's why you got Harden. That's why you got Aldridge. That's why you got Blake Griffin. That's
You
why
got Harden.
Joe Harris. That's why you
Man,
got
Aldridge, do you think Aldridge is a big deal?
no, it's not.
no. Nah.
Okay,
It's not a big deal as everybody trying to make
Now,
it.
every player though who ends up on a new team, they usually pump it up for their first go round. So he's going to be motivated. He's probably going to play hard. He's probably going to give you 12 and 6, 15 and 6.
12 and 6. Wow.
That's all the points that are left with this team anyway. You can't get much more than that. So I think he'll help them. But my only concern with him, of course, is on defense. I mean, I don't know. Embiid is going to kill him. All right?
He's going to get 30 against
Embiid's going to destroy him. I don't care who you put against Embiid. When Embiid comes back healthy, he's going to destroy him. He's going to destroy, DeAndre Jordan, excuse me. He's going to destroy even one of them.
Dude was averaging like 4 rebounds this year.
Who?
And he's
DeAndre?
6'10".
Aldridge.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what his
It's
average.
pretty. I mean, when he was in Portland, man, he was a beast. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but it was a long time
It
ago.
was a long time ago. He don't have that spring no more. He just
So
don't.
what did they get him for? I don't.
He's
Did they get him
back
for
up.
another? Did they get him for another score?
He's back up, just in case somebody goes down. Probably. He's a scoring punch if one of these big three go down. You know, he's insurance. I think Blake is insurance at this point. They're both insurance.
That's a lot of insurance, man.
It's a lot of insurance. Hey, speaking of that, though, did the Celtics do enough with their one trade, Evan Fournier,
No,
to make themselves better and get them back in the playoff hunt?
no.
No.
Nah, I agree.
They're
I don't even know who that kid is, but I'm going to say no.
Well, he's from Orlando. He was averaging 20 points a game. I mean, he's a good scorer. He's a good shooter. But does he give them, say, what they were missing from the year before? No. He's not a big wing. He's a smaller guard. He's not going to guard 3s and 4s, so I don't really know where it helps them at.
They didn't
good
need
score
that.
on a bad team.
I agree with that.
They needed a versatile big man. They needed a stretch 4 kind of guy that could actually play in the post defensively and swing, you know.
I agree. Yeah, they needed a stretch 4, and
So
they
that
didn't
didn't help
get it.
them.
They didn't get it. I mean, Lamar, I think, would have helped them more, the Celtics, more than helping the Nets.
I thought he would have helped Miami myself.
Well, that was the odds-on favorite, and that didn't happen. So,
Marcus?
yeah, he was rumored to be going to the Heat. I think that would have been a better fit for him too.
Yeah, I don't know what Brooklyn's plan is, but I'm not buying it.
It's ring chasing, and this is the day. I mean, they're not doing nothing wrong. It's within the rules of the game. If you want to sign people after their buyouts, hey, that's more power to you. I just say this: all the pressure's on them to win.
Is it?
If they don't win, then so be it.
I saw somebody say that they were. I've seen a lot of hate on the Nets, and I don't understand it.
I don't hate.
I mean,
I hate it.
I mean,
I hate it.
I've seen a lot of hate saying
Yeah, you hate everything.
they're the devil.
No,
But they're trying to win. All we say about all these teams is they don't put their chips in to try to win. That's all we say. We say that
Yeah,
about
okay,
we said that
okay.
about Oklahoma in the past. You said that about any team that has a good player and didn't push push the point.
There's a difference in trying to win and what they're doing. There's a difference.
Their
Like
strategy is bad. Yeah.
you have arguably the best player in the world in Kevin Durant. He's not playing, but whatever. James Harden's a top 5 player. I don't think he's a top 5 player, but everybody else thinks he is.
You say he's the
Kyrie-
MVP?
No, he's not the MVP. No, that's just stupid. I mean, we just gonna discount what he did in Houston by coming to the game like looking like Mark Henry. No, that's stupid. He's not the MVP.
James Harden is not a top 5 player.
And not in my opinion, no. I wouldn't pick him over. I got 5 players I would pick over James Harden. That's my opinion.
Who's the
LeBron.
5?
Right? KD.
Okay.
I pick Kawhi over him.
Okay.
I don't like Giannis, but I will pick Giannis over him.
What?
Okay.
Yes. We'll pick Giannis over KD.
Okay.
I don't like Giannis. I can't stand Giannis' game, but I don't like James Harden's game either.
All right, that's wrong. Go ahead.
Got one more.
And 5,
What's your boy
I would
Embiid?
I would pick the Joker over him.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Joker, I might give you.
I'm going to give you the Joker, actually.
Yeah,
I would pick Steph Curry over him.
That's 6.
I would put Dame over him.
That's 7.
Dame.
I would put Dame. Dame is not a better basketball player.
I wouldn't put Dame over him. Dame doesn't make anybody better.
I love Dame, but you can't get no assist out of Dame.
Nah, you don't. You don't get no rebounding out of Dame.
You get no rebounds out of Dame.
And you know what you can't get out of James Harden? Wins in the playoffs. We just ignore that this dude choked in the finals with Oklahoma City, didn't show up. We just ignore that he let a 40-year-old Ginobili block his shot when the game was on the line. We just ignore all this stuff because he wins in the regular season.
Nobody's ignored it.
Nah.
Nobody's ignored it.
You know what? I'm giving Harden a pass for this year. If he does not produce with this team, then yeah, I'll give you all that. But I'm going to give him this because the level of team he's been on has not been this high. His Houston team last year, he did some carrying. We know he did. The year before, he did some carrying. Oklahoma City, he was a rookie. Okay, I'll give him a pass on that. I think he's gotten better in the playoffs. Has he did it? Heck no, he hasn't did it. But I will give him to this year to do it, to get it done.
This man
none of them get any rebound, get any slack for the season. If those 3 guys are healthy and they don't win a
They
ring,
should win.
it's finished for them. I don't care. I don't want to hear them
I agree.
mentioned anywhere.
Yeah, they should win. If they don't win, it's a failure, number one. And number 2, I think they take a hit on their career as far as their all-time status goes.
This man let his team miss 27 consecutive shots in a conference final game.
Who's this, Harden?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Because he didn't take a shot, or
no? He just was missing. He sucks. That's why.
Oh, okay.
They went cold, man. They was shooting threes, but that's the coach's fault as much as his.
No, that is not the coach's fault that he didn't say, well, maybe my jumper not falling, I should drive to the basket.
Maybe
that is not a coach's fault. Like, stop.
No, it's not. It's not. It's called, you could have went to the hole a little harder on that. I agree with that. You could have went to the basket. You could have did your little Euro step and got some fouls. I don't really know what happened. So hey. I agree with that. What do you think about the Sixers and their pickup of George Hill? I like the pickup. I think George is solid. He's a good outside shooter. He's a great defender. And you can put him on the ball or off the ball, with Simmons. So what do you guys think about that?
I like George Hill, man. He's he's a good, solid point guard. Jumper's good, plays good D. I mean, I like him. He can help. He helps any team he plays for. He was very helpful.
Milwaukee's missing him.
Milwaukee misses him. So that's good. That's good help. It's not Lowry, but it's good help.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's not a flashy signing, but I think it's a good signing. And I think he will definitely help them in the playoffs. I think, to Tyrone's point of knowing who you are, I think Philly knows who they are. They're the one team in the East that knows what they are. They got a dominant big man. They got 2-3 solid wings. Harris is playing pretty good. Picking up Hill only strengthens the backcourt. I'm be excited to see a Sixers matchup with anybody in the East, whether it's the Nets or the Celtics or whoever it is. I mean, I think they're in pretty good position. I mean, for them, it's a bust if they don't make it to the conference finals, in my opinion.
I have a prediction.
Go ahead. What is it?
If the
Your name up
Sixers,
that joint.
if the Sixers does not make it to the finals, Ben Simmons will be traded this summer for a star. I don't know who, but he will be traded.
Okay.
Especially if the reason they lost is because this fool won't shoot or he's not aggressive. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to be like, sorry, dude, we can't win with you. Got to go. They're going to trade him.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's that far
but
out of realm.
what's the calculation on how healthy Embiid will remain?
That's
Once you factor that in, because he's gonna miss 15 to 20 games every year.
But this is the thing. Let me ask you this. Let me ask both of y'all this. Everybody likes Maxey, the backup point guard they drafted from Kentucky. They love
Like,
him.
like him.
So if you can start him, if he's ready to start, and you say, "Hey Wizards, we trade Ben Simmons and a pick for Bill," you got Bill Harris, Maxey, and B. They might do it.
Small backcourt, but doable.
They might. It's a small backcourt, but they might do it because you got a team in Brooklyn that's scoring like that. You have to score points.
Why
And Ben
would the
Simmons,
Wizards do that?
because they're stupid, they do anything.
I just hope
They
Embiid
do
comes
trade
back.
away good players.
They
I just,
traded John Wall for Russell Westbrook. I mean,
yeah,
it's just like they do anything. They don't care.
I don't think the Bill situation is tenable. I don't see how he can make it there another year, losing the way they do. I know he loves DC. He hasn't had any inkling of wanting to leave, but at some point for the Wizards, I think the offer will be too good because I think everyone knows the Wizards need to go ahead and just start all over again for the 100th time. They got to start over. There's no in between here. There's no fixing what you got. It's not coaching. It's just talent. And
Maybe
they
they
don't
can work
have it.
something out with New Orleans
For who?
To
For
get
what?
what?
or what's that swing guy they got?
Ingram?
Yeah,
Hey, you
Not
know
get rid of
what?
Ingram.
You know what? Ben
yeah,
has a point.
they're gonna get rid of Ingram.
He has a
No,
point.
they gonna
He
get
has
rid of
a,
Lonzo.
no.
They're gonna get rid of Ingram because
Hey,
they
let me
want
interrupt. Let
they
me
want
interrupt.
Big Dummy to have the ball.
Let me interrupt.
Oh,
Ben has a point because
I'm
if
about to throw my remote to this
if
computer.
you look, hey, it's going to be the talk because if you've watched Zion over the past couple weeks, he's beasted, and this is the problem they have. Who gets the ball at the end of the game now? It's been Ingram for the last 2 seasons. It's been Ingram with the ball. And to me, watching the games, it's time for Zion to have the ball at the end of the game. Ben may be on to something there because if it comes down to it, you know who they're keeping. They're keeping Zion.
so so you so you trade Ingram for who?
Another scorer.
For Bill?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Bill. You could. Why not?
That makes
That takes
sense.
the ball out of Zion's hands even more.
No,
No. That makes sense for the Wizards. Bill can come off screens. He doesn't need the ball in his hands. He's just scoring right now because there's nobody on his team.
you got a
He can
choice.
play. He can definitely play off the ball. I don't believe if first of all, if New Orleans does this, they're dumb. If they put the ball in Zion's hands for 30-40% of the time at the top of the key on a consistent, what that's like that's not gonna work. He can't shoot.
Who else on the team should have the ball? What does it matter if he can shoot? He can get to the basket.
It's not gonna
He's a
work.
bully. He's a bully.
It's not gonna work.
What's the difference between his game and Giannis's game? There's no difference.
Nothing.
It's nothing, and it's not gonna work.
But you like
Nothing.
Giannis and you hate Zion. You
I
like
know.
Giannis and hate
No,
Zion.
no, you convinced me that Giannis can't play basketball. I understand that, and that's my point.
So
Not-
you agree with that?
I agree that Giannis
Thank
can't
you.
play basketball.
Thank you.
But my point is that fool, because I heard people talking about this, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You can't trade Ingram to but I think they might do it.
What
They're
is
not gonna-
wrong with Zion having the ball? Look, he's a 70+% free throw shooter now. He's unstoppable going to the basket. So what? He doesn't have a jump shot. He's young. He'll get a 15-footer at some point.
The,
We
the
Who really
believe.
problem,
cares?
the problem with him having the ball, you know what he's going to do. He's going to put his head down, go to the basket. That doesn't work.
They don't
It
stop
doesn't
him.
work.
Yeah.
They will. In the
They haven't
playoffs,
yet.
he has not got to the playoffs where it's been forced to stop.
What's his
And
record over these
nobody.
last 3 weeks?
Look,
What's his record?
I agree to you on a certain level. I don't think is winning basketball is having Zion at the top of the key every game, 35-40% of the time. They need another creator. They need another wing scorer. But for what they got down, he's their best bet in current
Man,
constitution.
I
The way
like
they're
Zion.
currently constituted, Ingram, Zion, who else they pick up? They picked up the guy from Milwaukee,
That bum Bledsoe.
Bledsoe.
He's a
Exactly. That's
bum.
my point.
He's a stone cold bum.
That's my point. So your choice is Zion with the ball, just like Milwaukee ran Giannis with the ball. That's your stopgap measure right now.
Okay, prepare
I
to
don't.
lose.
They
I'm
can.
just saying, I
I,
think they need to get better. I mean, they need to bring in more talent. They're going to need a stretch four because Zion apparently is not a stretch four. They're going to need. I think Lonzo's fine. Hopefully they can keep him, but everybody wants him now because he can shoot and he can
Lonzo will
pass
be a
and he can
Lonzo,
play deep.
Lonzo
So
will be a Clipper next year.
I hope they keep him. But if they lose him, then they got to replace him. So they need a talent infusion. I mean, New Orleans is young. We know they got time. They're on that
but I,
year.
but I hope they're not. I didn't bring this up because I thought it was a good idea. I was thinking about it from the Wizards' point of view, because I'm probably the only Wizards fan in this little circle. But the
Yeah, I don't know. I understand that one. But
New
yeah.
Orleans needs to stay pat. Like they can't get. They got to keep Lonzo. They got to keep Ingram. They got to keep Zion. They got to keep those three. You get rid of 3 players like that, you never get what you want in return.
You don't.
You
Lonzo's
never,
gone.
man. They got to keep him.
He's
Why
gone,
pay
dude.
that man?
And I'm gonna tell you why he's gone. If you
It's
watch them, Lonzo's a point guard. He's one of the last true point guards there is.
and
And
bro,
they take the ball out his hands for whatever reason. You need to give him the ball and let him push it. Let him get everybody involved. But they give the ball to that bum, Eric Bledsoe, who's just worthless.
I
Looks
don't
like he should be a
understand that.
running back. I can't stand him. He's just as overrated as Draymond Green. I hate him.
hey, speaking of Draymond,
You had to work this in. Don't talk. I don't want this.
nah, man, we got to work it in. He said the name, so we're going to talk about it.
I
Draymond
need a soundboard.
named himself best defensive player of all time. I don't have a problem with any player pumping themselves up, but I just think you should always allow someone else to name you. And he named himself defensive player of all time. I got 5 people in my head right now that I can put over him. What do you guys think?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Eddie Murphy.
He should stay off it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got 5. All right, number 1, Michael Cooper. Anybody disagree with that?
I got Dennis Rodman.
Okay. Sidney Moncrief, who actually won the first ever Defensive Player of the Year award in the NBA.
Oh, look at you, history buff.
Bruce Bowen.
And you know what? This is what's messed up.
Oh,
We're not even talking about big man.
Hakeem
Bill
Olajuwon.
Bill
Yeah,
Russell,
Hakeem
the
Olajuwon.
greatest winner ever.
David Robinson.
David Robson. But I'm just saying, Bill Russell, greatest
Yeah.
Hey.
winner ever.
hey, not for nothing. Tim Duncan was a really good defensive player.
That's what I'm saying.
Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett.
That's a lot of people's better than this dude.
That's a lot of people. Hey, and I think dude from Memphis, Tony Allen, I'd take Tony Allen.
He's not even the best defender in the league right now. Ben Simmons is a better defender than Draymond Green.
I agree. Overall defender, yes, I agree. If I had to pick somebody to say, hey, go lock him down for me, I mean, I wouldn't feel bad about choosing Simmons.
I'm gonna say that Draymond Green. Well, he's on the Eric Bledsoe thing. He might be the most overrated player I've ever seen in my life. I think his career average is 9. Like, dude, why do you talk so much?
He's a team player, man. He
Dude,
makes
doesn't-
people better.
But no, he's a team player on that team. He
He
didn't
works for that
understand.
team.
He doesn't understand that he's a cog in the wheel
Real.
for that team. You put him on Chicago,
Wouldn't make a
and
difference.
it wouldn't make a difference to anybody.
We
So
wouldn't even
he
know who
needs
he was.
he needs to understand that. But you know, in the, in this age of role players not getting their due, I mean, he's a role player to me. He's probably one of the best
He
in the
is.
NBA.
I think anything
But
from him.
that's what he is. he
He's
needs
one
to
of the best
accept.
role players in the
He
league.
needs to
We got to
accept
give him
that.
that.
And he
Um,
can play D, but he's Jesus. He's not.
I
He
ain't
ain't
never
shutting
heard of
down.
somebody. Yeah, I ain't never heard of somebody say, "Man, Draymond Green locked this dude down."
Yeah.
I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard nobody say
Is he?
that. Man.
Does he check? Is he checking LeBron? Does he?
No,
LeBron?
no, we ain't checking LeBron. I think LeBron had 30 against this fool, man.
hey, did we say Dennis Rodman?
Yes, Dennis Rodman. I said Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean,
Scottie Pippen.
Oh
hey,
dang, we didn't say Scottie Pippen.
see, that's what I'm saying. There's so many people who could. It shouldn't even be a claim to this because it's errors. You got errors involved here.
Yeah.
So, but you basically have a top 20. I'm sure you could list the top 20.
Dude,
Joe
what's that?
Dumars.
What's Joe
Oh,
Dumars? What's that Bobby Jones dude?
Bobby Jones was the
Bobby
original.
Jones was the OG to me, man. That's
Bobby Jones was the original.
the 3-point stance, man. He talked.
Exactly. Bobby Jones could play, and he originated the come from behind block. People don't realize that. If you want to YouTube some old Bobby Jones tape, watch him come from behind on Plenty of Person. He was taking stuff off the glass. He really was.
He was the first one to do it.
Draymond need to stop hanging around Lamar Odom. Drugs, man. That's what he need to stop. Them drugs be killing people's brain, man.
Hey, I wish the best for Draymond. You know, like Ben said, I think Ben said it perfectly. He's one of the best all around role players in the league. And you know what? He has his rings. I mean, he gets his due. I mean, there's nothing but respect there. But you can't call yourself the best defensive player ever when we just rattled off 10 people
Yeah.
easily.
And he's not even the best role player ever to play because there's still a guy out there named Robert Ford.
Hey, the man who doesn't get enough respect ever. This man has 7 rings. That's
Right.
all I'm going to say.
Man,
He got 7. And he earned them. And it ain't like they gave them to him. He actually earned them.
that's
And
why
hit
Charles
shots
Barkley,
to earn them.
that's why Charles Barkley be clowning Draymond, man.
Yeah, I get it. And to me, Draymond is setting himself up. He wants Chuck's spot so bad. You know, you ever see him when he on TV? He wants Chuck's spot so bad.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what he's angling for in eventuality. Like when Chuck retires, I'm getting that spot. I think that's how he looks at it.
But Charles was actually good at basketball. Like, he's not going to get
Charles is better. Yeah.
Like,
Charles is better. Hey, speaking of that, man, what about Shaq, man? Do you think he's going to be around long on TNT?
no, he's another one that talks too much, man.
He just had some questionable stuff the last couple weeks.
What did he do?
The last one was lowering the rim for the women's game.
Well, I agreed with that.
Bruh.
I no, because I think we need to fact check this, but I want to say on a lot of sports, like volleyball, the net's lower. You know,
No.
I
No,
think
it's
it
not.
is.
No,
I think
it's not.
somebody was telling me about this. Like they were trying to describe it to me, and I was like, maybe it's a good point.
Dude,
I
you
mean-
see how high those women jump in volleyball?
Yeah,
Of course I do.
Side.
I don't know.
man.
I've never watched a professional volleyball game a day in my life.
Watch. You know what? Don't even watch professional. Watch college.
Somebody
Wow.
changed my mind because I thought Shaq was crazy. But when I were talking to them, I was like, maybe Shaq has a point.
Nah.
I mean,
Lower it how much?
just lower than 9. I mean, a regular
9 feet?
I disagree with
Yeah.
that.
No.
I disagree.
Why not? Why not? What you got to lose?
Dude, you wouldn't be able to shoot. They would,
W-
everybody.
I think the point is this: not
What you got to
everybody
lose?
needs to be able to dunk, and there are ladies, of course, who can. Candace
I-
Parker being one. So there
I
are
think
people who can dunk. I don't think you need to lower the rim for that.
He was looking at it as a money thing.
I
Making
get
the
it.
game, looking the game more exciting because the
I get
WNBA doesn't make any money. WNBA doesn't make any money. That's what it's game down to.
Yeah, I get it. I think he's thinking, oh, it's more marketable if people could
Right.
dunk. I mean,
I
I,
mean,
I get that, but I don't think you change the game for that. You got to find another way to change the game.
I mean, we
um,
stopped NBA players from playing defense. We could lower the rim and the girls shoot.
Nah, man, nah. I don't think
uh,
that flies.
give him 4 points for a logo shot. Do that, Joy. Good, work it out.
I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't have the answer to that. I haven't looked at it hard enough. I can't figure out how to make it, you know, more marketable to people. So I'm gonna leave that alone because I got no clue.
But what else did he do besides that? What else did Shaq do? I try not to listen to him too much.
Oh, I don't listen to him too much either. I think it was just that, and then week or two before that, it was just I don't know, just not knowing who certain players were, things of that
The
matter.
level of disrespect from that Bama is ridiculous. I mean, it started out as a joke. Well, no, it started out with Chuck like not knowing players' names and
Yeah, they
stuff,
used to do a show
and that
basically.
was
They had a
funny.
team based on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a bit, and that was funny. But Shaq just does it out of disrespect, and and nobody wants that. I mean, I don't watch it anymore. I used to just watch it for the halftime show, but I don't
yeah.
even watch that anymore because he's just a curmudgeon
So let
on
me
there
ask you
now.
this: you had to pick a player, any era, Shaq or Kareem?
Uh-huh.
Kareem.
Shaq or Kareem?
Oh, Kareem.
Shaq act like he better than everybody. That's what I'm asking. I mean,
Oh no,
your
Kareem.
numbers aren't better than Kareem, dude.
Oh no,
Nah,
I'm picking Kareem. I'm
yeah,
picking
you crazy.
Kareem against any big man, maybe with the exception of Will Chamberlain. But I never saw Will. I mean, I never saw Kareem in his prime. I definitely didn't see Wilt in his prime. Actually, I've never. NFL news, real quick. Um,
Oh God.
I'm just going to say this. I think the biggest news to me of the week was the trade that Miami pulled off, where they, of course, took themselves out of the number 3 slot for a quarterback because they're happy with their current choice of Tua Tagovailoa, which of course opens up the quarterback, count 1, 2, 3. We know number 1 is going to be the guy out of Clemson. That's a given. The question is 2 or 3. We got the kid out of Ohio State, and then we got Mac Jones, and then we got the kid out of Utah, and now we got Trey Lance out from, was that Idaho State?
No, North Dakota.
North Dakota. There we go. So what
I'm
do you
gonna
guys
get
think?
I'm gonna get some ice because I don't know anything about this. Y'all can keep talking.
That's fine. All right, keep it moving. What do you got on this tile? You got anything?
Not for Miami standpoint. I know. Didn't they make the trade with Philly or something? I know Philly got out of the 6th spot with. I forget who they was trading with.
Yeah, Philly got out of the 6th spot. So I think it's a good move for Philly. They can pick up some extra players back to some back.
No, see, I hate the move. I hate it because it's one thing if Philly could draft. I mean, the guys that we draft can't catch. You had a
Agree.
chance. You had a chance to get Jamar Chase, who's a once in a generation talent, but you
So
moved out of that spot,
what is
and now I think Miami's going to get that guy.
the Eagles pick going to be? What's their first round pick number?
12.
Oh, that's pretty low.
It's stupid. It's just dumb. I don't get the
So
Eagles.
they can't even go get Pitts, that tight end. They can't even go
No,
get him. He'll
he'll
be
be
gone.
gone. He'll be
He'll be
gone.
gone by then.
I don't
Um,
get it.
well, they can pick up an offensive lineman at that spot, which is they're going to need. They can pick up offensive line help. They may could pick up some D line help then.
But they need a guy that can catch.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree. They need weapons.
I don't understand how a GM could draft a receiver and look at people in the face and say he runs a 4.4, but he can't catch.
Agree. It's like
I
hiring
mean,
track stars to play football.
yeah, I don't get it. I mean, they need offensive line help before Jalen Hurts gets hurt.
Yeah,
Uh, but they need somebody to catch the ball, man. I don't get it.
yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, there's always, free agencies. It is what it is. That's hit or miss. Hopefully, they can pick somebody off waivers when summer camps start rolling around. Maybe they can pick up some receiving help then. Maybe they'll get lucky in the draft, later in the draft. Maybe they'll
Un-
find a diamond in the rough for a receiver.
Unfortunately, it looks like the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my God, they might win the division. Ugh,
We
that
know,
disgusts me.
we know the
That
NFC
makes me
East,
How
sick
man.
to say that.
how do
It
how do you get to
swaps
that?
every year. I mean, the
Oh,
NFC East, it always swaps. We know this. Oh, the Redskins who can win at 7-9. Oh, the Eagles are going to win at 10-7 or 11-3. Oh, it's the Cowboys' turn. You know what? I mean, at least it's predictable.
How do we get to Dallas winning?
Because
What?
I just brung it up because it just
You brought it
makes
up
me
like an
sick.
idiot.
It just makes me sick. Ugh.
Well, honestly, they do look like the best team on
I mean,
paper.
they got the best quarterback in the division.
Exactly. As long as he's healthy, he's the best quarterback in the NFC East.
Do the
Who?
do the do your
Dak
Washington?
Prescott.
Oh, they will keep him.
They signed him, fool. What are you talking?
Well, you don't watch ESPN. What's wrong with you?
He's getting $66 million guaranteed.
He said they keep him.
He has a
Oh no,
$66 million reason to be a
man,
Dallas Cowboy.
dude, I stopped watching football like 2 years ago.
I
Are you
get
one
Don't
of
it.
believe me?
This
you
is
one of
this
them Kaepernick dudes?
this
Yes,
this is
7.
just
Get
this
him.
is just football news, man. I mean, you ain't gotta watch it. It's just the news. So yes, Dak Prescott is a Dallas Cowboy for the next 4 years.
Okay.
Hey, with that, guys, we're gonna wrap up the show. But I think one day before we go, we wanted to mention and bring up and honor and respect those who have been lost due to mass shootings over the past several weeks. Of course, everyone is familiar with the events in Atlanta, Georgia. Everyone's familiar with the recent shootings in Colorado. Those have been in the news, but there are many more that have not been in the news.
Yep.
And we just want to acknowledge all the folks that have been lost to gun violence over the past couple weeks. It's amazing the number, and hopefully in this country we can figure out a way to deal with it respectfully for everyone's matter, and that we can find some common sense solutions to protect people's lives. Any comments on that, guys?
Yeah, let's stop the nonsense, man. Just everybody be safe and stop the nonsense. Just killing people is crazy.
I wonder if so. Like I believe if you want a gun, you should be able to buy one, right? But if you have, and in some situations, this is wrong. But say you have a waiting period, right? Because he went and bought that gun to
2
a
days
guy in
before,
Colorado a few days before he did this terrible thing,
like
right?
3 days before.
So I could see in a situation somebody saying, okay, if you make him wait a week or something, maybe something's changed. Maybe something's gotten to him to interrupt his train of thought, right? But then I can see where if I'm a female and I want to buy a gun because I think some fool is harassing me and she's waiting a week and doesn't have her gun in her house because she had to wait a week and somebody attacks her, I can see that is crazy too. So I don't know. I just think, I don't know. I don't know how you, I don't know how that works. I don't know if that would help at all in certain situations. I was just trying to think because I was just reading the article and I was like, man, he just bought this gun, and you hear that a lot, right? The guy they just purchased the gun,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, maybe a waiting period would cool it off, but then
Well,
there's the downside to it.
one thing I learned was my father always said, you can make it harder for people to get gun legally all they want. Criminals are going to get a weapon regardless. If you want to do something wrong, you're going to get a gun.
I agree. It's the problem.
Criminals.
Yeah,
There's one of the issues is this, of course, is background check and how thorough those are. Um, we don't use the most sophisticated system to background check people. So in the case of this man in Colorado who went to purchase a gun, whoever sold him that gun, I don't know who did. I don't even know the name of the shop or where he bought it. It doesn't really matter. There's no way though whoever's doing his background check or filling out his application is going to know what his intent is.
right.
We're not
He,
going
had-
to do that.
he hadn't broken any laws up to that point.
Exactly. It's
But what
intent, and we never know anyone's intent. I think that it goes down to a more granular level. I think we have to do what we can do in the case of assault weapons. You don't really need one to guard your house. You don't really need one to walk down the street
you
with.
don't
You
you
don't really
don't need
need one to go hunting with.
Is
you
I
it
don't
think if
need
you
one.
so?
got them, you should keep them.
So the
I'm not
point is,
mad at that, but I don't know if everyone needs an AR-15.
But
I
So
don't
the
it's
think
not.
problem,
everyone does.
So it's not
the,
access. It's the type of weapon that everybody gets to
The
get.
kind that can cause mass
Right.
casualties.
the
It's
problem,
my
the
concern.
problem I have with that, if you stop the legal people from buying guns,
No one's
so
stopping them.
if you're saying the type of gun you can buy legally, yes, you are stopping them. You're stopping them from buying that legal gun. But the person that's going to break a crime, they can go out and buy a gun
And
anywhere,
by I
dude.
get it. I get
Dude,
what you're saying.
dude,
They can go buy a
dude,
gun
who,
But
anywhere.
look,
It's
we
not
dude,
that
we
dude,
hard
have
look,
getting a
wait,
to
wait, wait,
weapon.
wait. Who
It's not
gets
that hard
robbed?
getting a weapon.
Who gets robbed with an AR-15?
nobody.
Nobody,
Dude,
dude.
dude,
Drug dealers.
you could pull up a set the bus shooting in Philadelphia where somebody pulls a big gun out their pants and shoots a bus up. What are you talking about?
Those are
I'm sure
mass.
that's
That's
a
mass
legal gun.
shootings. I'm
Pick, pick,
talking about. I'm not talking about mass shootings, dude. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about just regular criminals trying to rob people. They don't use AR-15s.
I don't know what they use. I've never been robbed. I don't know.
All right.
Yo, nobody needs them.
All right. This
Eh,
this this the other thing to it. And what was I want to say here? Um, I get Tyrone's point of, if you legally should own or able to own an AR-15, I get it, and I don't have a problem with that. I think the majority of gun owners are careful and safe, and they enjoy their weapons. Um, but what you have to also think about too is it's just capacity, because we had an assault weapons ban under
Right.
Bill Clinton, so we have had one before. It was like a
Yeah.
moratorium.
I mean,
For ten
Unfortunately, it expired.
for 10 years.
Um, you have to find granular ways to fix this. I don't know if that is the answer, but maybe we need to go back to that
let
for
me
a while.
let me ask y'all a quick question. Y'all grew up in this area. DC had a ban on all weapons for a while, didn't they?
Didn't matter.
Did it stop any violence?
No, it didn't.
They were called the murder capital, and they
So
banned weapons.
so
So
again,
you taking
we're not talking about regular crime because you're not going to stop that. What we're talking about is the ability for one person to walk into some place and load off 30
Third
rounds,
round.
pop in another clip and load off another 30 inside of two
and you
minutes. That's the
and you stopping the access of that purchase does not stop that activity.
yes.
No, it doesn't.
If you can't buy an AR-15 anymore or a similar weapon, and all you got is a repeater shotgun or a pump shotgun or an automatic handgun, you can't do that kind of damage.
Dude, we had this discussion in your garage. Dude, you know how many illegal guns are purchased on the street
But
every
don't,
day? AR-15s, anything you want, you can get out of an inner city person's trunk. Are you crazy?
Hey,
dude.
Tyron, I get
But
your
you're
point
talking
on.
about different people, though, dude.
Yeah,
You're talking about
Okay,
different
I
sets
get
of
your
people.
point on that, but
okay.
I think we all have to agree with this, and we'll leave it at this: is that what Tyrone is describing, of course, is criminal activity, criminal behavior. That's a problem. Doesn't make it right. If you want to go find a gun, I'm sure you can, but it
Exactly.
doesn't make it right, and that has to be dealt with legally.
That
But
to
it's
me,
all
to me,
crime.
to
It's
me,
all crime.
the person that's going into these stores is the problem, not the weapon. It's the person, not the weapon.
Oh yeah, no one can judge.
I have plenty of guns in my house. I ain't going out and shoot nothing. I'm on defense. That you stopping me from buying an AR does not stop a person that wants to kill a bunch of people to kill people. It doesn't.
It does. It helps.
You crazy?
No, I'm not.
It lowers their percentages.
It
You
lowers the
crazy?
percentage,
You
dude. If
See,
you
need to get out of Culpeper more. You crazy? These
and
youngins
see,
is shooting. These
look,
youngins is killing
the
out here. I don't know what you
conversation.
talking
dude,
about.
Hey guys, the conversation we're having here is the conversation that I hope that our lawmakers have, and you can see how hard it is to find a consensus to solve this problem. But what I say is this: where there's a will, there is a way, and everyone here needs to make a way to figure out this problem for the betterment of this country. With that being said, again, we want to give our condolences to all that's been lost over the past couple weeks of mass shootings. This has been the No Culture for Old Men podcast, episode 3. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next week.